Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I love playing video games, and one in particular that always pulls me back in is World of Warcraft. In today's video, I am creating a new character from scratch, and we will enter into the World of Warcraft with no heirlooms and actually reading through each quest and understanding it, along with some lore dotted in between. So, if you want to join me, let's jump straight into it. Okay, so we are straight into character creation in World of Warcraft, and actually in any game that I play. If I have the option between making a male or female character, I will always pick female. I was contemplating making a human as well. Honestly, I just play the humans quite a lot in World of Warcraft. I like how they look, and I like the customizations that they have. I do like Night Elves as well, look-wise, and they do have some nice racial traits. The mystical Night Elves defend the wilds of Azeroth against any who mean to harm nature. The racial traits they have are, can fade into shadows, always handy to get out of a tricky situation. They are more difficult to hit, who doesn't love that? They move faster when dead. They also have resistant to nature damage. They have faster movement speed while stealthed. And lastly, they have faster attacks at night and increased chance during the day of critical damage. I'm also going to go with a hunter. I like the versatility of the hunters, and also getting the pet is cool. And with all of these stats from the racial traits, I just think that they tie in really nicely together. There's also a bit of versatility in if you want to play with having a pet beside you, or if you just want to go alone yourself. I do often go along the routes of having a pet with Beast Mastery, I think it is called. But knowing that I can get increased damage if I am fighting on my own is really good to have as well. I have also picked a role-playing realm, so I like to tie in the racial traits with the class and maybe just have a little backstory for her in my own head. So now we move on to the character design itself. I am always so impressed with the level of detail Blizzard have put into character design and the range they have as well. They have added so much into it. I love being able to customise my character to as much as I like. And as I said before, I always generally play a female in the game. So being able to customise her to what I see fit and make her look how I want her to look gives me more of a feel for her as a character. I do like to imagine them as almost their own separate identity or their own person. Kind of like what I was saying with the backstory, I like just treating them and imagining them as their own person. Do you do that as well? Comment below and let me know if you kind of see a separate identity for them or you picture them as their own person in your head. For this hunter, I'd like to imagine her as being strong and resourceful, but also kind of colourful as well, as she is a night elf. Now I am picking purple hair for her, which blending into the shadows. It's not exactly very stealthy, but it is a fantasy game, so I won't worry about it too much. I just love that colour of purple, and I think she will look really cool as a hunter with her pet and the purple hair running around the place. I will be getting rid of all these, and the vines too. I like having my character look, say, basic enough, while also looking pretty. In saying that, I will actually put the circlet on her head though, with the little moon symbol, because I think it is so pretty. And I do like that you are able to give them maybe some jewellery as well. I haven't actually picked a name for her yet. I'm going to recycle maybe some old names I use. So I'm going to try Keone first, and that is taken. Another one I've used a few times is Anastase. So let's see if that is there. Perfect, so Anastase is there. So everybody, meet Anastase, the Night Elf Hunter. I'm going to start in Shadow Glen. I love it as a starting area. I do love all the classic starter areas though, I must say. But especially Shadow Glen, just for its colours, those purples, greens, pinks. It's such a beautiful starting zone. If you watch my other videos, I have started in Exile's Reach a few times, but between the two, I'm always going to pick Shadow Glen. So, let's enter the World of Warcraft and start in the Night Elves starting zone in Shadow Glen.
After years of imprisonment within the Emerald Nightmare, Archdruid Malfurion Stormrage has finally returned to the mortal world. Reunited with his love, Tyrande Whisperwind, Malfurion endeavors now to heal the corrupted world tree Teldrassil and rejuvenate the spirit of the Night Elf people. Yet as the great cataclysm shakes the boughs of their colossal tree, the Night Elves brace themselves against the coming storm. As war and destruction close in from all sides, it falls to Night Elves like you to stand strong and protect the enduring legacy of your people.
Here we are then, in the starting zone. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to adjust one of my add-ons. I'm going to find the add-on for the time and I'm going to remove it. That's a bit for me and a bit for you. For me, it's so you don't see what time I'm playing at. As you can see now, I am playing at 12:20. And that is not in the morning. That is at night. Now I will say I am Irish. I am from Ireland. That time you're seeing is French time zone. It's an hour ahead. So here at the moment it is 11:20. But I'm going to go in and I'm going to turn off that time. And it helps me with continuity, especially when it maybe comes to editing, if I have to edit anything in the game. I'm also going to reset my UI back to the classic mode. I always play in classic mode. It is something I am used to. It is something I've been playing for years that way. Not that there's anything wrong with the modern one or the new one. I just like sticking with the classic one. And you will see me do that with every character I create, will always be to change it back to classic. Now, it's not giving me the option to save it. That's grayed out. I'll close out of it and see. Oh, yeah, look, it saved it anyway, so that's perfect. On to our first quest then. And that is the balance of nature. I have to kill 6 young Nightsabers. So we are culling their numbers to balance nature. Seems kind of mean, but I suppose it's life and death and the circle of life. So really from the start, they're trying to show us how balanced the Night Elves are. Oh, and this is a handy tip or a reminder for anyone who might be thinking about starting their own character again soon if they're getting back into it. Turn on your auto loot. I nearly always forget to do that at the very start, and it's something I should be reminding myself as well. But while I'm at it, I'm reminding you, turn on your auto loot. I have done it so many times where I'll be running around on a quest, killing things and wondering, why am I not collecting anything for the quest? Like that, my auto loot won't be on. As always, this starting zone is just so beautiful. I love the details in the grass. You can see all these purples and pinks. It's like lavender or, like berries, red or purple berries mixed in the grass as well. So that is that quest done. Oh, but there is a quest up there behind me. I'm going to go back up and get that quest first. It's just in case it's anything that I might be able to get down the way I am going. While I see it, I may as well go back and get it. I always do that in a game. If I see that there's another one around, I'll pick it up before I hand in. Okay, so this is the Dollanir delivery. That is in the next zone. So that's fine. I won't be going there just yet. But it's still handy that I'm after picking it up anyway. I will go back down and turn in the balance of nature and continue on from there. I'm also going to warn you right now that my pronunciation skills for names and places, it's absolutely horrendous. So you'll have to bear with me and forgive me if I'm trying to pronounce names or places and I butcher them. Okay, going to pick up Fell Moss Corruption and I'm going to hand this in. I'm sorry, Huntress. None of our new hunters are ready. They still have much to learn. I fear time may not be on our side at Elaine. The battle may carry to Teldrassil itself if we do not act soon. We will leave you to your training. This is your area of expertise. Study well, Anastase. We may need you fighting by our side before the next moon fills. I will indeed, Antaria. Don't you worry. And I'll see you soon.
Can I assist
Demonic
you?
thieves. Vicious little grill. They have been stealing from our food stores again. If you don't mind lending a hand, they are sure to have my stolen bags within their camp to the west. I would be glad to reward you if you can bring them back to me. That is no problem. Would you believe I am heading that way anyway? So let's go and help get the food stores back. We have 2 quests up this way to get anyway, so while we're there, we may as well get it sorted for the 2 of them. So I'm going to just jump straight into it and just... This always happens to me. This is like when I killed the turkey before by accident. I didn't want to kill the deer. I'm so sorry, Mr. Deer. I will mourn you. I always do this. Okay, well, I'll get the rest of the grills anyway to try to help your brethren deer to apologise. So I was saying that the grills, they look like little demons. They are forest spirits, actually, that resemble imps. They are generally larger in size and lack the characteristics of, say, horns that the imps might have. They are the embodiment of the wild side of nature, and so you won't ever find tame ones. Or if you do, it's very rare to do that. So that's why you can see they have totems around as well. The totem is in their own face, which I find so funny. But look, I mean, I say it's their face, it may be their ancestors, but it does look the exact same as them. So that is done. We are going to go back in and hand into Staghelm. Give him back his stolen bags. And we might get one as a reward, I think is the reward for this. Perfect, so here we go. Demonic Thieves. I don't have any spare supplies for my customers until my stolen goods are recovered. Have you had any luck? Yes, Mr. Staghelm, this is why I am back. Elune be praised, and you as well, young hunter. There are many young night elves in need of these, but I'd be more than happy to give you one as a reward. I'm sure it will come in handy. I love getting bags as a quest reward, especially so early on in the game. It makes a huge difference, especially when you have no money. Now we're going to move on back to Iltalain. His name is so hard to pronounce and I don't know why. Iltalain. To hand in Felmoss corruption. Satisfy my suspicions, Anastase. Bring to me Felmoss from the Gelkins. So we're going to hand that into him. Your service to the creatures of the Shadow Glen is worthy of reward, Anastase. You confirm my fears, however. The Grelkins are tainted by Felmoss, despite Teldrassil's blessing. Something sinister remains within the tree. I can only hope that the Gnarlpine tribes of Furblogs are free of the corruption, or we are still in grave danger. I will look into this further, and contact those who might aid. Thank you, Hunter. So for that quest, we get a nice upgrade of moss-encrusted chain pants and some healing herb as well. Okay, so the next quest he is offering us is Priestess of the Moon. Perhaps you'd be willing to aid us in further pursuing the corruption hunting Shadow Glen. Dantaria Silverglade, Priestess of the Moon, has offered to aid us. You should find her between the 2 pools just north of our great tree. Circle around the tree to reach her and offer her any help that you can, young hunter. This is just a fun little fact as well, but Iltalain is wearing rogue starter clothes. So there's one you might not have known. I didn't know it. Dantaria is a priestess of the moon, as it is said, but what these basically are, they're just like an elite night elf clergy made up of worthy women. They are priestesses of the moon, basically. You might also notice all these blue floating wisps going about the place. So wisps are ancient spirits of nature that live in the forest. They are the spirits of deceased night elves who become one with the forest and they live here. Oh, and what's going on here? So don't get me wrong. I'm grateful to have Shando's Storm Rage back, but this is all really suspicious. What happened in Fandral? Shh! Someone's here. As this is the starting zone, I know we are going to be told the lore behind this. They're obviously just giving us hints as to what's going on. And we'll learn more as we go on. I'm going to give one of these wisps a hug while I'm on the way up. And look, when you highlight them when you click it, look at the face up top. So it's the face of a night elf. So that's so cool. It's the little spirit of a night elf. Oh no. Oh, I always do this. I always think Dentaria is up here for some reason. This is Teneron Stormgrip, but every time I play it, I always come up here and I don't know why. I can't jump down either, sadly it's too high, so I'm going to have to run all the way back down. Dornell and Moriana are back to their loop anyway, repeating the same thing over. I don't know why, but I always think that she's up there. Even in the quest, it literally says between the two pools in the centre of Shadow Glen. Eventually, someday I will make a character that I don't actually go up there, but it's not going to be anytime soon anyway. And look, at least we got to see the tree anyway. Oh, and look, there's more deer around here as well. It's just me, or is there like more deer than usual? That's quite a lot of deer. I can feel them all judging me for what happened. Hello, Dentaria. Ooh, whoever he is on the ground, he doesn't look too good anyway. It is good that you have come. It seems your training progresses quickly. So the quest is Ivron's antidote. Our friend Ivron has fallen to poison from the nearby webwood spiders. I can tend to him to keep his state from deteriorating, but I need someone to gather an ingredient to prepare him an antidote. All around the pond, you should find moon petal lilies. These flowers have great healing properties, and I can use them with the ingredients I already have to restore Ivron to better health. Would you gather them for me? There should be many just in sight of here near the water's edge. So we need to collect 7 moon petal lilies. The night saber is so cool though. The Priestess of the Moon get them as their mounts. I still feel so judged by these deer though. It's like they know what I've done. I'm so sorry. Stop looking at me. I'm just going to collect these moon lilies and get out of here. Oh, a triumphant roar echoes from atop the seat of the aspects as Mazuro, the Unbound's legacy, is formed. I don't know what that is. If you know, could you maybe comment below and just let me know what it is? I don't think so anyway. Look, maybe it's been here. I have no memories of it. So back we'll go to her.
Goddess bless you.
Our dear friend is not doing well, even with my mending. Have you brought the supplies I require? Yes, I have, Dentaria. No fear there. These will do perfectly. Thank you, Anastase. Your swiftness is appreciated. You might not notice this, but maybe you do. My mouse is kind of lagging a bit at times here. The game is still updating in the back, because I have not played it in a few months, so there is 11 gigabytes of updates to get through. So just if you're seeing that, that's what that is. Then we're on to, I must ask something more dangerous of you. Strange news has travelled to me through the whisperings of the forest spirits. The mysterious woodland protector, Teldrassil, has returned to Shadow Glen again. The Dryad's presence has not been felt in the forest since the blessing of Teldrassil. Something is surely amiss if she has journeyed back to this land. Seek out Teldrassil in the Shadow Tread cave to the north. It is dangerous, but we will be prepared with this antidote just in case. So, yep, we'll accept that quest and journey on, I suppose. A fact about Teldrassil is she is one of the oldest NPCs in the World of Warcraft. She made her first appearance in the alpha version of the game. She is also a druid, and she is a dryad. So dryads are the daughters of a demigod, Sanarios. Their top half resembles a night elf, but the bottom half is a faun. And there she is. You've come to help, Hunter? Let us stay together for a while. I see you found me, young Night Elf. Dentaria was wise to have sent you. She absolutely was. I'm glad you can appreciate it. I'd hoped to never return to Teldrassil for such grim business. I'd hoped that its corruption had been wiped away completely. Something foul lingers. These spiders suffer much more deeply from the corruption than the other nearby wildlife. They become a danger to your people and a danger to the forest. We must thin their numbers, but more importantly, we need to find the source of the corruption that plagues them. I will come with you and aid you in this. We need to kill 12 webwood spiders. I don't like spiders at all. But I will be brave for the people and the forest and the wisps and the deer. This should be quick enough though. The spiders make such a horrible noise when they die as well. It's so creepy, and that twitch they do as well, it's actually vom. Ugh. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to jump down. I don't think I went the wrong way though. Oh look, I'll go down anyway and we'll see. I know there is going to be a big spider up the top here. Oh, herself, she'll catch up anyway. At least it's not like the old days where you might pull an entire cave if they didn't jump down with you. Especially if it was a pet. If you jumped down and they had to follow through, you could be standing there and next minute there could be 10 to 20 enemies on top of you. Yeah, and there's the spider I was on about. Gitrius, the vile. Oh no, she had a hand in. Oh, I bet you the next quest was to actually kill that spider, and I didn't hand it in. Try to do it before she kills him. This corruption these spiders suffer from is not simply surface deep. They cannot be magic or subtle malintent. No. Oh, she's gone. She ran away from me, and the quest went down. Oh well, he's dead. I'll wait for him to respawn. If these spiders were born with corruption in their veins, then their broodmother must be at the root of this evil. Let us make our way to the far north end of the cave and seek out Gitius the Vile. The answer we seek lie with her. This totem has been corrupt in the eggs. It seems a greater threat looms. The gnarl pile remain tainted by something most foul. Ah yeah, and there is the spider back, so we can kill her quickly this time. And yeah, that's Gitius the Vile taken care of. I'll just hand this in and I'm going to go for the web covered mail belt. And I've leveled up to level 5 now. And now I can finally get a pet to hunt alongside me as well. I will organise them better later on. I'll put them over to an action bar on the right hand side. Right now we have signs of things to come. I will pursue the trail of the gnarl pine and track this corruption to its source. If you ever encounter Artridas Bearmantle in Dolnar, he knows intimately of the problems that plague this forest. He can direct you on how to help further. I'm sure we will meet again with time. Perhaps you can aid me in dealing with the source of this corruption once I've located it. For now, I will take you back to Dentaria so that you can finish your training. Thank you for all you've done. Oh, that's great. We got fast travel as well. Thank you, Tarandrilla. Tarandrilla. Yes, thank you, Tarandrilla. You're a star. You've returned. It's good to see you. It seems you've dealt with the source of much of the corruption in the Shadow Glen. Teldrassil still suffers and will need attention, so we can afford a moment or two for you to finish your training here in Shadow Glen. As part of our ritual to complete your training here in Shadow Glen, you must learn about our recent history. There is a task you must perform. Go to the Moonwell, to our northeast, and retrieve a vial of its water. While there, you will witness a glimpse of our magics and learn of our past. When you are done, bring the water back to me and I will direct you further. So, going to accept that. The Moonwell is to the northeast on the other side of the pool and up the hill. Perfect. So, look, just swim across here. I do love and slightly miss, when you're playing a druid and you go into the water and you change into a seal. I think it's a seal anyway. I do kind of miss having that right now. And lovely, more deer around to judge me. I'm up here to learn about the recent past of our people, and it's like these deer know of my recent past and what I've done to their people. I already said I'm sorry, dear. Stop looking into my soul. I'm sorry to you all. The Shade of Caldori says, much has changed for our people since the Battle of Mount Hygel. I will just fill that file now to kickstart the sequence. Nordrassil lies a pale shadow of what it once was. Its power used to defeat Archimond and drive back the Burning Legion. Our immortality, the very essence of our beings, was lost. The betrayer was freed from his prison, and Shando's storm rage disappeared into the Emerald Dream, a dark time for all. So, Shando Stormrage is who the two Night Elves were talking about in the tree. He is Malfron Stormrage. He was the first mortal druid on Azeroth, and the Night Elf who initiated the mainstream use of druidism among the Caldori people. He is the twin brother of Illidan Stormrage, as well as the husband of the High Priestess, Elune Tyrande Whisperwind. So it's just easing us into the lore of the Night Elves and where they come from. So I'm going to go back to Dentaria and I'm just going to hand in.
Greetings.
Our recent history is fraught with strife and violence. There is still much with which we must come to terms. Well done, Anastase. You've one task left for you before you depart Shadow Glen for the open wilds of Teldrassil. Teneron Stormgrip oversees all that happens in this glade. He presides at the top of Aldrassil. If you look to your south, you will see the underside of the ramp that leads up to him. Ascend this ramp and complete your training. It was wonderful to have met you, Anastase. I swell with pride knowing that among young Night Elves, there are some so selfless and full of life as you are. You will do great things for our people. You will do great things for this world. Until we meet again. That is such a nice little introduction into the game. It really makes you feel part of something bigger and that you're going to really make a difference in the game. So fair play to the writers on that one. That's actually a really nice little sequence there with her. It's something that might actually really get you stuck into the game from there. Just feeling like you're part of something. So I'm going to go back up the tree that I know so very well again, and we will go to the very top. At least this time I'm going up at the right time for it. So as they were saying before, and now we know that that's, Malfron Stormrage, or Shadow as they call him. That's who the two people in the tree were talking about. So he has returned. But the person who was in charge, Archdruid Fandrel Staghelm, he's disappeared. And there's this strange corruption obviously growing in Teldrassil too. So that is what the starting zone is about, is trying to figure out what this corruption is and what's happened. Why did that Archdruid disappear? So, hello Teneron.
Greetings.
Precious waters. The Moonwells holds the water of the Well of Eternity, the ancient source of all magic that has wrought so many horrors upon our world. The Druids take advantage of its properties. The Sentinels revere the wells as shrines of Elune, and now even the returning Highborn to the wells longingly. So you have heard the first part of the aftermath of the Battle of Mount Hygel. There is much more for you to learn, and the task you have begun here will continue through the rest of your journey through Teldrassil and into Daenerys. While there is more I could speak to you of the Moonwells and of Teldrassil, I must send you along. Moonrage will be expecting you. I have poured the vial of water you brought to me into this vessel to bring to him. Seek him out. You will find him at the Moonwell in Dolnar. Follow the road south from Aldrassil out of the Shadow Glen and continue to follow the cobblestones as the road turns west. Mind you stay on the road though, Anastase. There are dangerous beasts in the Forest of Late. So bring the partially filled vessel to Moonrage in Dalnar. Gonna accept this. And take with you the blessing of the Wind's Embrace. May it make your descent from Teldrassil more direct. I still always get scared before I jump. Sometimes when I jump from a height in this game, it actually makes my stomach flip as well. I do feel so sick doing it, but this isn't too bad because it's slow. And I got the going down achievement. So that's a handy little way to get your first achievement when you start here. For those that don't know what it is, that is falling 65 yards without dying. And you can see the date that I'm playing. So that is the 5th of June 2023. I'm based in Ireland, so our dates go the day, month and year, just in case anyone is interested. So, for today's video, we've covered a lot of ground, I think. We've created and met Anastase, the Night Elf Hunter, and completed the first part of the starting zone for the Night Elves. If you liked this video, please do like and subscribe for more. I have other World of Warcraft videos I'm going to put into the top right here in the form of a playlist if you would like to watch them. Other than that, I thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you in the next one, where we will continue Anastase's journey into the World of Warcraft. So thanks so much. Take care. Bye.